Alright, that's not horrible.
It's not horrible.
That light maybe could be closer to you, but I don't think it actually can. Maybe you could be closer to it.
I was thinking about starting this fire once again, but then that's the end of our wood.
That's okay. Have you ever been? That's better.
So I think one of the interesting things about change is that, one, it's always going to happen. And then two, oftentimes we feel like we're victims to it, or that we're just kind of sucked along by the time itself, by the change.
Mm-hmm.
Three other times people feel themselves they're the initiators of change. And fourth, which I think is probably most common, and fourth, which I probably think is most common, is that people start a change and then aren't there to see the full unfolding of what it does.
Mm-hmm.
So I think if we want to live in a society that works, we have to do what Gandhi says and be the change that we want to be. But at some point, for some of us, the change is finished, and now we have to go into just being who we're going to be. There's plenty of peaceful people out in the world that are committed and are living in the world that we want to live in. It's here today, right now. It just may not be everywhere across the planet. So the idea is just to share those things that we like and we love with each other. But also to be conscious that, like, it's going to take group effort, and not just like a group of revolutionaries, at some kind of march, but a group effort like your family, the people that you adopt around yourself, because maybe you don't have family. And it has to create a sense of place. I think I given some thought, and I know that people have a lot of issues with the Catholic Church, or with any church in general, but I think that the church itself was a necessary construction of social structure in order to weather some probably difficult times for people on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
And so whatever your story is about religion, or the group that you belong with, or the group you want people to belong to, or whatever, is that there's probably a necessariness for it. But as times change and things grow, and we discover more about each other as humans, that perhaps some of those things that you have in your organization are awesome, and other things aren't so hot. And so instead of throwing out the whole thing and destroying everything, trying to get to what's not, just adopt the things that are great about your culture, about your religion, about your the things that you care about deepest for yourself. And then whenever you find yourself like being judgmental and angry and frustrated with somebody else, just look inside yourself and find out like what it is about those things that you can heal. I think in order to do that, you need to have a place to do it. I think Facebook and the internet has been good about creating a place for it virtually, but now it's time to take it to the family and the people you love. And for me, I think it comes down to our basic transactions and what we do with each other, as far as like agreeing on how we're going to pay for things, or how to share resources, and we have to do it individually, and really have a good, long, clean conversation with who we are when it comes to a financial perspective. I don't think there's anything wrong with collecting a lot of money in your life, or stuff. I think what's wrong is that we do it as blindly as we do other things, and that we don't realize that that collection of stuff may have a benefit or a consequence. And at some points in some people's lives, having a lot of stuff isn't necessary. Maybe it's pathological. Maybe it's the best thing in the world. Who knows? But I know that there should be a circulation of things. Relationships, transactions, ideas. And in order for things to circulate, we have to be more receiving of people's ideas too. We don't know who the genius is sitting next to you. You don't know. You don't know if they have the next piece of the puzzle to help you with your puzzle. So, collaboration and participation, receptivity and perceptivity perhaps, is part of what's going to bring us back to a stronger, more beneficial form of civility. So I guess the thing is to look at your group situations and find out who's like who you want to strangle and who wants to strangle you, and see if you can work with this. And then pick something awesome to do together. Join a band. Learn how to juggle. Be a good listener. Be a good audience member. Celebrate the smallest wins of the people around you. Celebrate the big wins that are the people that you admire. Become aware of the individual struggle that people have and honor them for what they're doing in the world. And when you see people laying about, maybe it's just their cycle, that's in the portion that they're in. Or they're overwhelmed. Or they just got stuck, and that's what life's going to be. Or maybe they're on pause, and they're buffering. Right? Gathering energy to make the big leap in their own personal evolution. You don't know anything about us, the scrofulums. Because oftentimes we don't know about ourselves. But everyone knows about that kitten that came in, all bedraggled and scraggled from the storms in life, abandoned, only to become the best cat of your life. So adopt a cat. They're worth having.